Good evening, you're watching AWANI Tonight with me, Farhana Sheikh. The government will no longer offer highway toll exemptions during festive season starting this year, including in the upcoming Chinese New Year week. Works Minister Dato' Sri Alexander Nantalinggi says the cabinet will instead focus on a more targeted approach. He said the government had decided that 2024 would be the last year for free tolls. The move was in line with their shift towards targeted subsidies. Subsidies are paid to certain toll concessionaries to provide toll-free travel during Chinese New Year, Hari Raya Aidilfitri, Deepavali and Christmas. Most recently, the government spent a total of 38 million ringgit on subsidies to highway operators for the Christmas holidays on December 23rd and 24th. A 10,000 ringgit Madani Science, Technology and Innovation grant will be awarded to each parliamentary constituency regardless of political affiliation. The grants aim to support parliament members in organising STI programs for primary and secondary school students as well as local communities. According to Science, Technology and Innovation Minister Chang Lee Kang, the grants channeled through the Implementation Coordination Unit of the Prime Minister's Department is expected to be given out in the first half of this year. Lee Kang said it will exclude those who hold positions such as ministers, deputy ministers or Menteri Besar as they get larger allocations. The funds, he said, will also be audited to ensure proper use and are intended to boost community participation in science and technology. The government will allocate over 600 million ringgit to enhance Wi-Fi access at all public universities nationwide. Communications Minister Fahmi Fazil says the first phase of the plan is almost complete, with full implementation expected by year-end. The first phase of the plan involves Universiti Malaya, Universiti Sains Islam Malaysia and Universiti Malaysia Perlis, with expected completion date on February 5th. Fahmi said mobile coverage would also be improved with additional telecommunications towers to be built outside university campuses. Meanwhile, the Higher Education Ministry, through the 12 Malaysia Plans Rolling Plan, will allocate further funds to improve internet access on campuses. The police will conduct mobile phone checks only on individuals suspected in specific investigations. Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Razaruddin Hussain has clarified such checks will not be conducted arbitrarily or randomly in public areas. Razaruddin said there must be enough evidence of a crime or offence, labelling them as suspects before conducting mobile checks. He said inspections would be strictly related to case investigations and conducted only by officers ranked inspector and above. It would also adhere to existing laws and the federal constitution. On January 13, Razaruddin said police have the authority to inspect mobile phones if there is reasonable suspicion or information suggesting involvement in criminal activities. The implementation of the Waktu Bekerja Berlainan WBB system for medical officers in February will depend on the Medical Advisory and Action Committee or MAAC's decision. Health Minister Dato' Sri Dr. Zulkifli Ahmad says the proposal remains an internal matter to be addressed by the MAAC and relevant departments.
Zulkifli added that implementing the WBB system requires the Public Service Department's PSD approval as well as his consent. The MACC or relevant unit will decide on its rollout by February 1st, as mentioned in the circulated letter. He clarified that the WBB system is optional with the aim to reduce active on-call durations from a maximum of 33 hours to 18 hours per session for those involved. He said it is designed to complement the existing on-call and shift systems for medical officers and specialists, with engagements with the group still ongoing.
The Singapore government has launched a new national strategy, Grow Well SG, aimed at improving children's health through better screen time management, healthier lifestyles, and improved nutrition. The initiative introduces new guidelines for schools and preschools, which will take effect next month.
Starting February 1st, infants up to 18 months old will have no screen exposure, while children up to 6 years old will be limited to screens for educational purposes. Children aged 7 to 12 will have their screen time capped at 2 hours a day unless related to schoolwork. The strategy also focuses on promoting physical activity, better nutrition, and sufficient sleep. Health Minister Ong Ye Kung emphasized the importance of building healthy habits in the first 1,000 days of a child's life for long-term health benefits.
We'll go for a quick break. Don't go anywhere.
Rambut gugur lagi? Macam mana Gunakan Pantene baharu dengan provitamin mikro yang meresap dan menguatkan rambut dari dalam. Rambut 10 kali lebih kuat terhadap rambut gugur. Pantene baharu. Menggaru kulit kepala disebabkan kelumur, masalahnya lebih mendalam. Gunalah Head & Shoulders menembusi 5 lapisan untuk membasmi kelumur dan kegatalan. Bebas kelumur sehingga 100%. Head & Shoulders diuji secara dermatologi.
Daulat Tuanku.
Welcome back. Shortly after being sworn in as the 47th U.S. President, Donald Trump has signed a flurry of executive orders to kick off his second stint in the Oval Office. This includes pardons for nearly 1,600 people who have been convicted or charged in connection with the 2021 U.S. Capitol riots. The Justice Department was directed to dismiss all pending indictments against suspects accused in the riot, in which Trump supporters stormed the Capitol as lawmakers met to certify Joe Biden's election victory. Trump also signed an order to halt the enforcement of a law that would ban TikTok in the U.S. for 75 days. Among other orders that were signed include a pair ordering the U.S. to withdraw from the Paris Climate Agreement and World Health Organizations. Meanwhile, a total of 78 executive orders issued by Biden were revoked. Earlier, Trump pledged in his inaugural address to bring in a new golden age for America. He has also promised an ambitious agenda that includes trade reforms, lower taxes, and cuts to government regulations.
Meanwhile, a World Health Organization spokesperson expressed regrets over U.S. President Donald Trump's decision to withdraw from the global agency and hopes that it will change its mind. Trump announced the withdrawal on Monday, the same day he was inaugurated, saying that the Global Health Agency had mishandled the COVID-19 pandemic and other international health crises.
We hope the United States will reconsider, and we look forward to engaging in constructive dialogue to maintain the partnership between the United States of America and WHO for the benefit of the health and well-being of millions of people around the globe.
Meanwhile, South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol appeared at his impeachment trial in person for the first time today. Not only that, he also expressed willingness to cooperate with the judges who will decide whether to remove him from office. Last Wednesday, Yoon became the first sitting South Korean leader to be arrested. Yoon faced allegations of insurrection after his abrupt and short-lived declaration of martial law on December 3rd, which triggered political turmoil. He was transported to the trial in a correctional service vehicle, escorted by a Presidential Security Service motorcade. Over in Indonesia, a landslide triggered by heavy rainfall on the country's main island of Java has killed at least 16 people. Disaster officials say 5 others remain missing. Slide occurred in a mountainous area near Pekalongan city on Monday afternoon, burying houses and cars under layers of thick mud. 10 injured victims have been referred to hospitals and the nearest community health center for medical treatment. Meanwhile, search and rescue efforts continue to be hampered by bad weather. Officials warned that similar weather was forecast for the next 3 days, potentially leading to further landslides and flash floods. Landslides are frequent in Indonesia, a risk exacerbated by deforestation and small-scale illegal mining operations in remote districts. Southern Taiwan was struck with a 6.4 magnitude earthquake in the early hours of Tuesday, causing minor damage and light injuries. Critical operations at Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, or TSMC, remain unaffected. The earthquake, centered in a mountainous rural area, prompted TSMC, the world's leading chip maker, to temporarily evacuate workers from several sites in central and southern Taiwan. In a statement, TSMC confirmed that inspections showed no structural damage. Operations have since resumed, with water, power and safety systems functioning normally. The quake left 27 people injured and caused power outages for 30,000 households. Electricity was restored by mid-morning. Taiwan, prone to seismic activity, last faced a major quake in April, a 7.2 magnitude tremor that claimed 13 lives. Palestinians are queuing to receive aid supplies being distributed at a center by the United Nations Relief and Works Agency, UNRWA, in Gaza's Khan Yunis. Over 900 aid trucks have entered the strip on January 20th as the fragile ceasefire between Israel and Hamas continues to hold. The UN said some 638 trucks entered the Palestinian enclave on Sunday when the ceasefire took effect after 15 months of conflict. At least 300 of them went to the north, where experts have warned of an impending famine. The 6-week deal requires 600 truckloads of aid to be allowed into Gaza every day, including 50 carrying fuel. Israeli strikes have devastated much of Gaza, displacing its pre-war population of 2.3 million people. That's a wrap for AWANI tonight. Check out our web portal, keeping you informed on the critical events shaping our world, all in one place at international.astroawani.com. That's all for now. I'm Farhana Sheikh. Thank you for watching and good night.